guys, welcome back to another video. It's your favorite bestie duo, and today is a little bit of a different video. It's not actually based on my STRIDEWAY roleplay, but today I'm going to be reading and reacting to all of your STRIDEWAY stories. Not too long ago, I sent out a poll in my community post on YouTube saying, give me your best STRIDEWAY stories, and I would put them in this video. So here we are today. I'm going to be taking those comments, reading them for the first time since I haven't read any of them yet, which is why it's my first time looking at them, and I'm going to be reacting them on camera, so you guys will be seeing that in this video. So stay tuned to see some of the scary ones. I am going to put some of the more interesting ones that I think would be interesting at the end, so some of the longer ones at the end. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm going over around 20-ish of them, so this might be a little bit of a longer video, so make sure you guys watch the whole thing, like and subscribe, and we're about to get right into it. So we're going to start out with this one. It says, I don't have any that crazy, but my horse got stuck in the sideways on a fence. Well, that's great for you, Allie. Now we're going to go on to the next one that I am reading. So here it is. Me and my friend were breeding horses, and people came up to us and asked to join, but they didn't know what we were doing. Then we said sure, got on our horses and started galloping on them. Well, I feel like that's something a troll would do. That is kind of a basic story. I feel like I've seen that happen to so many people. It is hold on, weird question, but not a weird question. Why were you pretending to breed horses in STRIDEWAY? If you're watching this, please answer that in the comments. I am genuinely confused now. So please comment that down below, and we'll go on to the next one. On to the next one. This person says, someone came up to me and asked if I wanted to roleplay with them, and I said no thank you, and she started beefing with me because I wouldn't roleplay with her. That sounds like something a lot of STRIDEWAY players would see. I feel like that's happened to me a couple of times. People will come up to me when I'm filming and they'll be like, are you roleplaying? I'm saying, no, sorry, I'm filming. And then they'll just start being like, why won't you roleplay with me? And I'm just like, okay. And then I just end up leaving or server hopping. So yeah. On to the next story. Someone says, once I was playing and I put my horse in the pasture for the role play. When I come back, there's a heat, I don't know what that means, player doing the rear pose on my horse. Then I respawned the horse, but they were invisible and kept mounting my horse. So I got on a Shetland and ran away. Honestly, that sounds like something a troll would do, and I really don't know what you would do in that situation. I'd probably do the same, or end up just leaving and raging, because that's usually what I end up doing half the time. That is a pretty normal story though. I don't know when we're going to get into some juicy ones, but I think they're coming soon. Oh my days, guys, just by the looks of this one, I'm already scared to read it. This one's from Shayla, and she says, I don't know how, but someone knew everything about me. That's kind of creepy. What if you're just playing in STRIDEWAY and someone comes up to you and you're like, oh yeah, hello, so-and-so, I know your full name, where you live, and everything about that. Isn't that kind of creepy? Let's go on to the next one so I can kind of see what else people are saying, because now I know some of them are going to be crazy. Next story says, once I was trying to record a video as Dan, my bi avatar, with also my alt to be another horse. My alt's avatar was a girl, and this random girl came up to me in a boy avatar and said, ew, online daters. I was like, girl, no, leave me alone. That's kind of crazy. Honestly, I feel like all my alt avatars are just random noob things, or just a bacon, because I don't feel like putting Robux on my alt, even if I just spent it on just STRIDEWAY. I'm not gonna waste it, because I most likely would spend it on other games, other horse games. That way I could play and record in there too. Guys, I'm not even gonna read this one. If you guys want to read it, I'll keep it on the screen for 5 seconds, so here you go. Pause if you want to see. This next one I'm so excited to read because it's from our one and only member of our channel, Camille. Oh my gosh, we love her so much. I'm so excited to read this one, but I'm using this as an ad. You guys need to become a member. That way we can make more members-only videos, and I might do more live streams and things. So here we go. Let's read this. She says, once I was playing STRIDEWAY with my friend and she spawned her horse, she couldn't find it anywhere, only for it to be chilling on the roof. I've had this happen so many times, except sometimes I'll find it in the sky or in a tree. I feel like it's pretty common for them to just spawn randomly sometimes, because I know the way STRIDEWAY works, it kind of spawns out of the sky in a way, so that is kind of weird, but still. Okay, this next one might take me a while to read. It says, basically, me and my friends were doing a role play, and this girl asked to join, and we said no, sorry, it's a private role play. But then she started calling one of my friends rude and the other mean things, and I fought against her, and I said, bro, what did blank do to you? Oh, I think it's his name. And then I got banned. Ooh, I swear, Roblox doesn't ban the people that actually need to be banned. Like, sometimes I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're a big back squirrel, and it'll ban me. And then someone's over here, like, swearing and saying all this other stuff, and they don't even get banned. They don't even get a warning. I'm like, hello? Like, Roblox needs to fix its moderation. I know this next one's from Horsey, so it's probably going to be a goofy one. Me as one, so I was trolling as the Lorax, and there was some girl whose name was like, I speak for the trees or something like that, and I was like, I am the Lorax, and she said, no, I am the Lorax, and we kept going back and forth for like a few minutes, and she said, you're not the Lorax with AZ, I am the Lorax, and I said, I am the Loraz, not the Lorax, and then she joined the same Lorax costume as me, and said, I am the Lorax, and I said, I am Loraz, I speak for the trees, and she said, let it grow, and she said, stop lying, and we started beefing. It was really, really funny. Oh, well, that's great for Horsey. I feel like she does that a lot. She's always in her Lorax costume, always, like, beefing with people, so I don't really know what goes on in her tiny little brain. Well, she's the Loraz, and I guess the other girl's the Lorax. I'm pretty sure that's what the Strideway story is, but let's move on to the next one, because I'm kind of confused right now. Here we are, it says, so once I was playing Strideway and I spawned my horse, I was like doing my role play with myself, and this girl just came up and I was like gone, and she said, oh, what's a good boy, Brownie? Then I was like, that's not your horse, love, and then she said, yes, it is, and she was wearing a Barbie outfit, and we kept beefing that when she kept agreeing it was her own horse, and then she was beefing with another and me, and we were going to join a role play. Someone said in chat. Then she kept on saying, oh, Brownie, you with that fat cow. I'm like, you don't even know me. And she kept on jumping on me until I nearly swore in the game. That's crazy. Honestly, I've seen some worse ones. The fact she's like, oh, you with the fat cow. I'd be like, yes, you are, because I am cow, and, I like being big boy sometimes. That's honestly kind of funny, though, in a way, because she's like, oh, such a cute little brownie horse. And it's like, not your horse. Beefing. I like beefing with random people sometimes. I just feel like beefing. Okay, we're kind of nearing the end. It says, I was playing, and I was wearing a light blue saddle pad for the horse and a light blue shirt. And the girl was wearing the same shirt and hat color, and she said, oh, you copied me, and I was like, no. Then we started beefing. Then we became friends, but then she unfriended me the next day when I was playing with her, so I started beefing with her friend, and then she yelled at me because she joined. So this is kind of a weird situation, because it's like, oh yeah, you're wearing the same shirt as me, and it's like, you're wearing the same shirt. That's actually happened to me before. We were both wearing like the same shirt and tack, but then this girl definitely copied me because she pulled out the same horse, and I named it Milo, like in game, because obviously it was Milo, as you all know, the dappled gray K-Doom PN. She pulled out a dappled gray K-Doom PN, put the same tack on it, literally had like the same fit as me, and then put like the in-game name as Milo, and then told me I copied her. So I kind of know how you're feeling. This one's a bit of a simple one. I kind of forgot to put in the beginning, but it says, I haven't had many Strawberry crazy things, but here are two. When I was trying to roleplay, I was riding my horse, and people kept purposely crashing into me and stuff, so I crashed out. And then two was people stealing my horse. Those are kind of some basic ones, as we all know. Sometimes I just randomly run into people, but they're my friends, not like randomly, but I know they're like doing something, and they'll like run in the background just to be in their video or something like that. Nothing crazy, but sometimes, people just like trolling in Strideway, and they'll run into you. It's happened to me before. It's happened to everyone. I feel like everyone's always been trolled once in Strideway. No one's like never not been trolled. But let's go to the next one. I hope we're almost done, because I've been reading these for a very long time. This one's kind of like another one earlier. It says, one time me and my two friends, Dee and my other friend Millie, we were playing a roleplay. I think that's what it says. So we were like in an auction barn, etc. And a girl comes up to us and says, can I join your roleplay? And we replied, no, sorry, it's private. And she got us rude, so we were like, okay, whatever. And she keeps complaining. They were like, it's a private roleplay, sorry. Then she said she was reporting us, so I was like, oh well. I hate when people do that. You're like, sorry, no, trying to be nice about it, and then they're just like, I'm reporting you, and then just report you. I'm like, please go away. I'm just trying to do my own thing in the game. It's like, that's why I kind of wish there were private servers sometimes when I'm doing certain things. But honestly, I understand why there's not, because of Strideway and the whole game's still developing and all that. But that's why Maple Springs eventing was like really nice to have private servers in there. We are finally nearing the end of these. I think there's one more after this one. This one says, okay, so one time me and Levi, Dart Equestrian, were playing Strideway, and I can't say what the people said at the start because it's not very kind or yet. And these people were like, OMG, they are dating. And I was like, no, he already has a girlfriend. And they were like, yes, you. And at this point, I was fuming. So I was just trying to like, OMG, I was just trying to like back away. Oh my god, I was just reading like different things. I was just trying to like back away, but then they pull out the OMG, he's breaking up with you. And I'm like, okay, I swear to god. They eventually stopped with Jeez. I was thankful for, but then I told Levi not to steal my horse when my horse went to the barn for a sec, and then he was trotting, cantering around on my horsey. So I kind of understand. I get it. So basically, you have Pony and annoying people there. Annoying people are making fun of you. And then you're like, shut up, and then annoying people stop. And then friend gets on Pony when you say no, and then Pony runs away. That's basically how I'm interpreting this. We are finally at the final one of this video, and honestly, I saved this one for last because I started looking at it. I was like, oh, this is a little weird. So here we are. We're about to read it by KHT_Coda. So we were doing a lesson, and this kid was like, oh, I'm sorry, I just left really quick. We didn't know them at all. And they started asking really weird questions. What gender are you? What town do you live in? We should meet up. And we weren't like responding to their questions. Then we just left. We went to a totally different server, and they were there, and it was like completely different one, and they asked, why did you leave? Oh, this is kind of weird. I'm kind of scared now. Then we left again. We did that like 3 times, and they were still there. We decided to move the lesson to a different day. That is actually like really, really creepy. I think it must have been like a hacker or something, because there's no way they could have gotten the same server, or they must have been like following you and you had your follow joins on, because that is like really, really creepy. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment down below. If you made it this far in the video, comment this emoji on the screen, and I will see you on the next one. So thank you all again. Bye, everyone.